This is Racing from Ghost of Gamers. Still at the Home Story Cup. We're in the poker room watching Goody versus Red. But next to me is KawaiiRice, who unfortunately didn't make it through the group stage. But you had some really good games. Could you walk me through your group stage matches?
All right. My first match was against Liquid Hey Pro, I think, and going into it, well, before I came to this tournament, I asked my teammates to watch like VODs and replays of my opponents, so I had a pretty good idea of what all my opponents were gonna do. So okay. Hey Pro was the games went about as I expected. Game 1, I did some Marauder Hellion attack that failed really badly, but for some reason Hey Pro didn't macro very well, so I was able to just take a third base and be aggressive, and then I traded very well. And then Game 2, it was like a macro game on Antigua, but Antigua is really Terran favored. I really don't know why he didn't veto that map, to be honest, but yeah, I just pretty much won the game with a 2-2 push, and then I almost lost to a Broodlord transition, but I was able to shut down all his expos, so he had no more money, and then I just won the game after I killed his Broodlords. And then my next opponent was Liquid Hero, which obviously would have been a really tough game. First game on, oh my god, Antigua Shipyard, I was going to go for a 1 barrack expand, and then I scouted he went what I thought was a Nexus first, so it was actually a Gateway expand, and then I built 2 more barracks and tried a Marine SCV all in, but then before I actually attacked, I made a command center. So it's not really all in, but I got a really good lead off that, I feel, and I killed his Nexus, pulled back, tried playing a macro game, and then my friend told me that he took a third base off like 8 Stalkers, and then I failed to punish that, so after like 1 or 2 bad engages, I lost the game there, and in Game 2 against Hero, it was on GSL Daybreak, and we both kind of did fast expands. I don't remember if I did something really... Okay, I didn't. I did a barrack expand, he did another gateway expand, and it was sort of a standard game. He went for High Templars into a third base, and I saw that, and I was going for ghost timing, and I cut SCVs at like 59 to try and hit that timing, but then he had his High Templars in a War Prism, and I missed the EMP, so I could have won the game with a timing push because I had 2-1 upgrades, and I just lost too much to Storm. So I lost that game as well. And then the games against Nama, I had a really weird game on Shakuras Plateau. My stim got sort of delayed because I started it late. I guess that's not really delayed. But I lost my natural command center when he did his expand 1-1-1 attack, and then I sort of misengaged because if I went earlier with my flank, I should have been able to save my command center. But then after I lost that, I had to do some gimmicky harass with medevacs. After I failed that, I just lost the game. I won Shattered Temple with just a standard macro game, and then Game 3 on Antigua Shipyard, I think he did some Reactor, Hellion, Banshee. I have no idea what that was. Then I made like 2 more bunkers, and he played a macro game, and then I got positioned in the middle, So I was in like a really commanding lead in that game, and then I think like lack of sleep or something, because I only slept like 30 minutes last night. So I handled his counter drop really, really badly, and then everything just started going downhill from there, so I lost. Yeah.
So, what do you think of the event as a whole? Do you think, despite your loss in the first group stage, do you think you can enjoy your time here?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people here have a great time. Personally, I don't like talking much, so it seems like I'll have a long few days here. But the atmosphere is great, so yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your departure from Fnatic. I know in some of the press releases you talked about you didn't really have uh, the same thoughts for the future in 2012. Could you perhaps talk a little bit about what those differences were?
I'm not really sure what, like, because I didn't read what Fnatic wrote, but in that departure thread, I basically explained that, like, I left because the team environment was a lot different from when I initially joined, because initially it was, like, me, Xeris, TT1, Gretorp, Phoenix, sort of, but I didn't really talk to him that much. And so we were like really good friends. And after like Xeris told me he was leaving, I figured it was time for me to go as well, because Night End, Todd, and Rain are like really great people and all, but the team atmosphere is just not the same. So yeah, I mean, and also we didn't have a big enough roster to play in Clan Wars and stuff, so it just didn't really feel like a team. It just kind of felt like a collection of players, and I didn't really enjoy that much.
Sure. So now you're back in Team Light together with Ceres. What are the team's goals, and where do you see yourself in 2012?
Well, the one like official sort of goal that we have, Zara says we have to win $60,000, which is pretty stupid. But I want to turn this team into one of the sort of top North American teams, and like besides me, there's like several other members as well that I used to coach and train from a team that was called the Kiwi Clone Army. It's like sort of my fan club team, but they were already doing really well, and they beat teams like Czech 6, Infinity 7, teams like that are already really established in North America. So I feel that we just need a little bit more time to show ourselves in clan leagues and stuff, and maybe in future tournaments like MLG and stuff when that starts going on again. And I really want to make this team big, and yeah.
All right, that sounds good. Lastly, do you have any special shout-outs or perhaps any information on where people can find you, where your stream is, and if they can follow you on Twitter or Facebook?
Shout-outs to my sponsors, Xeris, Six Pool Gaming, and TTE Sports. You can follow me on Twitter at KawaiiRice Light, and I stream on Twitch TV /KawaiiRice. So, yep.
All right, thank you for your time.